So let's go to the first slide and we'll just explain what they are a bit. Okay, so a quantifier is basically a word that usually goes before a noun to essentially express the quantity of the object. Okay, they're really important in our language, as probably in your language as well, because they allow us to define and ask about amounts. Sometimes they can be quite specific, like we can say, oh, I have hundreds of something or thousands of something, but sometimes they can be less specific. So I have some bread or I have some milk. That can be determined as a lot or not so much, depending on how you take it. So they can be definite or not so definite. We use quantifiers when we want to give someone information about the number of something. Okay, so really it's all about quantity, numbers, amounts. Okay, and the key thing when we're talking about quantifiers is really we have to be sure of whether the noun that we are quantifying is countable or uncountable. Okay, so can anybody give me an example of some countable nouns? You can shout out or you can write in the chat. Something that's countable. Any ideas?
A plate?
A plate, yes, Pascal. We can have 20 plates or one plate. Jean, apples, yeah. Books, dishes, yeah. So
fence.
Anything that, pardon? No.
Fence?
A fence, like around your garden?
No, fence.
Friends, yes, we can count friends. So anything that has a clear, distinct unit that we can say, okay, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. These things are considered countable. Okay, can anybody give me some examples of uncountable nouns?
Time.
Time, yes.
Milk?
Milk, yes.
Water.
Money?
Water, yeah.
Money?
Money, yeah.
Money.
So with uncountable, usually we think of things that are measurable. Okay, so you guys talked about, you mentioned milk and water. Okay, there's no specific unit of milk or water. We generally tend to measure these things in milliliters or cups. Also, we have some nouns, for example, like money and time, okay, which tend to encompass many things. So money, you know, I have money, but my money is in Canadian dollars at the moment. You guys will have money in euros. Maybe some people have money in Bitcoin. So there are lots of different currencies. The currencies we can count, but the money as a whole, it's difficult to count it because we would have to separate it. So when we talk about money as a whole, as a general concept, it's uncountable. The same with time. We can count hours, we can count minutes, we can count seconds. But when we talk about time in general, we're mixing units, so we can't count it, okay, unless we divide it up. So those words you have to be a little bit careful with, okay? So what we've done is we've divided the quantifiers into groups depending on which ones you use.